Liv Morgan lost confidence after her injury. Reached out to Judgment Day member for help. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Liv Morgan lost confidence after she got injured. She reached out to Judgment Day member for help. Liv Morgan lost confidence after she got injured. She reached out to Judgment Day member for help. Liv Morgan is one of the top stars on the Raw brand. She has been performing at a very high level ever since she joined Judgment Day. However, last year, she suffered a major setback when she dislocated her shoulder. This injury required her to take several months of rest to recover. Luckily, she had Raquel Rodriguez to offer her support during a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet. Liv Morgan said that although she is a very positive person, she lost her faith during her injury and she struggled to come to terms with it. You know, Raquel had actually said something to me like, I'm a very everything happens for a reason person, even if it's terrible. I can be delusional and be like, no, it's for my greater good, somewhere along the way. But I didn't feel like that about my injury. And so that was hard for me to even sit with feeling like something happened to me that wasn't intended for my greatest good. And I was like, wow, I really just got injured. And it was just to kind of deter me. You know what I mean? Wow, something just happened just for it to be terrible. And that was just hard for me to come to terms with because that's not how I live my life. But I did not really see the flip side. Liv Morgan further continued to say that she got on a call with Raquel Rodriguez, who told her to keep her faith alive. This little conversation enabled the former women's world champion to change her mindset and get her out of the slump she was in. And so I remember just being on FaceTime with Raquel and just telling her yeah, I don't know what I believe in right now, and not having a faith in something had me lost for a little bit. And then Raquel was just well, it was so simple. She's just well, sister, you know, I feel when you feel like you have no faith, it's when you're supposed to have the most. And it was kind of just, it was so simple, but I just was huh, you know? And so I feel that was kind of the catalyst that was enabled me to change my mindset a little bit. And so I just was yeah, you know, I should have the most faith right now while I'm feeling I have zero. And so that was kind of it. And then I feel I was able to kind of take myself out of the slump that I was in, or start to at least. Liv Morgan gave her honest thoughts on her relationship with Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio was involved with Rhea Ripley when he first joined Judgment Day. However, Dom betrayed Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam 2024 and formed an on-screen pair with Liv Morgan. Since then, Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio have been an on-screen couple in WWE. During the same interview, Liv Morgan opened up about her relationship with Dominic Mysterio. She claimed that they are the greatest couple in the history of the WWE. She even claimed that they make a better couple than Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins and AJ Lee and CM Punk. I think ultimately, we just understand the assignment. And I think, the fans love to hate us, or hate to love us. And it's such an intriguing, complex, messy, wholesome love story that we haven't seen for a while. I feel that the audience really loves that. But honestly, I think we're just iconic. I know I say that word a lot, but we're just iconic together. I think we're the greatest couple in the history of WWE. And I don't mean that. I'm not just saying that. I believe that wholeheartedly. We are better than Becky and Seth. We are better than AJ and CM Punk. We're better than Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. I stand on that. I stand on that. I feel we've researched couples in WWE. What couples were couples before Dominic and I? Now you have tons. You have tons of people coupling up trying to do what we do, but they just can't. Liv Morgan will compete against Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 42. Dry heaving, or spitting, or Liv Morgan opens up on suffering before WWE matches. Liv Morgan has opened up on how she has been suffering before WWE matches. It appears that things are not easy for her, and she has now spoken about it. Liv Morgan spoke to Chris Van Vliet on Insight. She talked about how she suffers regularly before her matches in WWE. The star, who is currently suffering from an injury that has put her presence at WrestleMania in danger. She has spoken up about her matches and how she often has a lot of anxiety before them, and ends up throwing up in a garbage can backstage before she has to go out and wrestle. She said that it was not something that happened before every single match that she wrestled, but it did happen a lot, saying as many as 4 out of 7 bouts. She said that she dry heaved or spit or pie-kid, and it came from performance anxiety and nerves that she had. She was hasty to assure that it was not from an unhealthy place though, and that it was just because she loved and cared about what happened in the matches. Probably day of throwing up in a garbage can. Yeah. Not every single match, but maybe like 4 out of 7 times, I probably will be dry heaving or spitting, or I think I have like performance anxiety and nerves, but I know it's coming from like a place of love, care, and wanting to do a great job. It's not like detrimental to me. I think I just care a lot. While Liv Morgan is nervous, it is rare, if at all possible, that the star does not deliver on what she wants when she's out in the ring. She's recognized as one of the top stars when it comes to her performances both in and out of the ring, having infused new life into the Judgment Day at a time when it felt like it was inevitable that it was going to end.